And let me tell you, I am a boy mom.
Inside Sheryl Crow's active life with her 2 sons. And we've got the stories that define the week on People in 10. I'm Andrea Belke, bringing you everything you need to know about pop culture right now. We've got 10 minutes, so let's dive right in with the first 5. Starting with Travis, who are officially husband and wife. After a practice wedding in Vegas last month, Kourtney Kardashian and Travis Barker got legally married in a small Santa Barbara ceremony over the weekend.
Sources tell People that this does not mark the end of their celebrations. They have a bigger wedding ceremony coming up in Italy very soon.
And you know they brought the rock star vibes.
Kourtney wore a Dolce & Gabbana mini dress with an embroidered bleeding heart detail on the bodice. Travis kept it simple in a black suit and sunglasses.
Later, the newlyweds posted a retro-inspired black and white photo in which they're cozying up in a sleek black convertible.
A source tells People that Kourtney was beaming and feels beyond lucky to be Travis's wife.
There's a new woman in Jason Momoa's life following his split from Lisa Bonet.
Oof, you're gorgeous.
Multiple sources tell People that the Aquaman star is now dating Eiza González. An insider says their relationship is nothing serious yet, and they're both busy with work, but they're having fun together. Lori Harvey's getting real on TikTok about the effects of dating Michael B. Jordan.
So when Mike and I got together, I gained like 15 pounds of relationship weight.
So Lori says she got consistent about doing Pilates and cardio and made drastic changes to her diet.
I wasn't on like a specific eating regimen. I just was trying to do like meat and veggies and like minimal carbs.
But some fans are questioning the more radical parts of Lori's journey, like the strict low-calorie deficit she says she was in, while others admired her for being candid on a relatable subject. The duo have been dating for over a year. Meanwhile, this bachelorette finally tied the knot.
He just has a really good heart, and I'm really lucky.
6 years after getting engaged on TV, JoJo Fletcher and Jordan Rogers said "I do" at a California winery. Now they're possibly ready for kids.
Maybe you'll have to wait another 6 years, but I will say the conversation has started.
Probably not.
This week, some fans are speculating that Machine Gun Kelly and Megan Fox have also gotten married.
During an emotional performance at the Billboard Music Awards on Sunday, Machine Gun Kelly dedicated his song Twin Flame to his quote, wife.
You told me I was your twin flame from a past life.
Later, the musician went on to make another surprise dedication.
He said, "This is for our unborn child." Afterwards, viewers could hear what sounded like a heartbeat.
I see you in my dreams.
And while the couple stunned on the carpet before the show, with MGK rocking a $30,000 diamond-studded manicure, Megan had a little wardrobe mishap later that night.
In a text exchange posted to Instagram, Megan admits that she cut a hole in her blue jumpsuit so that the pair could have sex. Let's just say her stylist wasn't too happy about that.
Next up, the posts you've been loving this week.
Make some noise when the stranger makes more from me.
We feel like honorary members of the Hawkins gang, thanks to these behind-the-scenes peeks from the Stranger Things cast, who were all smiles celebrating season 4 together. Some brought their best moves. You go, Gaten Matarazzo. And Murray himself, Brett Gelman, wasn't far behind, while others brought their +1s along for the ride. Sabrina Carpenter is jumping for joy at the happiest place on earth, Disneyland. While Julia Fox is preparing for the apocalypse, which apparently means rocking undies and oversized denim to the grocery store. What can we say? It's a vibe. Charli D'Amelio added a few more tiny tattoos to her growing collection. And TikTok's Remy Bader promised fans she's not going anywhere as she seeks outpatient treatment for binge eating.
And I'm really hoping that I have, positive feedback for you guys where I can really feel better about myself.
We spy Lily Reinhart in the comments, sending her love. In this week's People cover story, Rebel Wilson is opening up about her healthier lifestyle.
There were lots of people in my life that were like, oh, why would you want to do that? Why you want to change? Like, people get scared that you're changing. But the thing is, they didn't know that inside I was struggling a lot with self-worth.
While there were many reasons behind Rebel's health transformation, one of the most inspiring came during the early stages of her fertility journey.
I had an appointment with a fertility doctor and he kind of looked me up and down and said, well, you do much better if you were healthier. And I was a bit like taken aback. I thought, oh God, that guy's so rude. Then he was right, like that I was carrying around a lot of excess weight that I didn't need. And that was a big instigator in going, well, it's almost like I didn't think of my own needs. I felt of like a future child's needs. It's really been an emotional roller coaster and I don't know how it's gonna end. I'm just like going for it by myself at the moment because of the biological clock. I was like, yeah, if I meet the right person, then great, and then they can fit in.
Rebel's healthier lifestyle has also led to healthier relationships. And although she isn't ready to share a name, she can say there is someone special and she's having a blast.
It's great to have met somebody who we're like, feels like an equal partnership.
Now let's move on to some screen time. I'm so excited to be joined now by Sheryl Crow. Her documentary, Sheryl, is available to watch on Showtime now.
From an early age, I knew music was this joyful thing, this nerve-wracking thing, and ultimately this rewarding thing.
For these final 5 minutes of the show, I'm gonna ask you 5 questions. For question number 1, you have to give me 1 answer. For question number 2, you have to give me 2 answers, and so on. Let's get started. Sheryl is highly personal and gives viewers a candid look at your life. From fighting sexism in the music industry and your battle with breast cancer to your love life and journey as a mom. What is one reason now was the right time to do this documentary and be so open about your life?
I felt like, in reflection of having been through as much as I have as a woman in my business, that the story was worth telling. I feel like for people who only know me by all I want to do and soak up the sun, they might not realize there's a fully formed person.
What was the hardest part to put in there?
I told a lot of stories in the documentary I've never told, and there were some hard stories to tell. It's always hard to look back and talk about who you were. We left in some of the stuff that was hard, and it's still hard for me to watch. But I felt like, I don't want to make a documentary that's just a recap of all the awards and the really fantastic stuff that's happened. I wanted to tell the story of the person that is the artist.
You have such a storied career. You've won 9 Grammys. You've sold over 50 million albums worldwide. You've toured everywhere. So I imagine along the way, you've developed a bit of a pre-show routine. What are 2 things that you have to do before you go on stage?
I warm up. I mean, I know that sounds corny, but I do. I have a whole thing of exercising I do. And then I drink a beer. There you go.
One of my favorite parts of the documentary is hearing about you performing with all these legends, and obviously you're a legend yourself, but you took a tequila shot before going on stage with Mick Jagger. So I was curious if that ever kind of continued.
Tequila and I divorced many years ago, and it was a sloppy divorce, so.
I saw your new music video for your song Forever.
There's no such thing as forever.
Featuring your 2 sons, Wyatt and Levi. It's so sweet. What are 3 things that you love doing with them right now?
We are an active family, and when I was adopting, I was like, God, you can give me whatever you want. I don't care if it's a girl, if it's a boy, if it's twins, whatever. And I got boys, and let me tell you, I am a boy mom. My 15-year-old is on a fishing team. He's really into fishing. I love going fishing with him. Also, last year, he and I got our scuba certification. Love going scuba with him. And my 12-year-old, we play basketball probably every couple of days, intensely.
Do they show any interest in pursuing music? Is that something you would encourage?
If I felt like they were really pulled to do it, I would absolutely support them in whatever they want to do. I just want them to be curious and hardworking. I want them to love what they do so that their work feels more like play. I've been really fortunate when I go to work that my work, it's hard to even call it work.
Your song, If It Makes You Happy, remains so iconic and recognizable. Besides your kids, what are 4 things in your life that make you happy?
We have a lot of animals around our house, and if I could adopt rescues to the point where our house was actually like a rescue, I'd be happy. But as it is, I have 2 dogs, and we love them like they're our relatives. Another thing that really makes me happy is being outside. I love any kind of activities that's outside. I'm all about nature. Another thing that makes me really happy, actually, to believe it or not, is sitting and playing the guitar.
Make it go away.
And singing and listening to other people's music and learning their music. I still love doing that. I've been doing it since I was a kid. And then the other thing that makes me really happy is that I have a really close-knit family, and luckily we all live kind of nearby. So having them over, having big dinners, that's a real source of joy.
Finally, what are 5 words to describe your new documentary, Sheryl?
Hopefully inspiring.
There is something liberating about lifting your voice.
Surprising.
Not everything in your life is going to be mapped out for you. There are going to be things that happen that you wouldn't have been able to dream about.
Funny.
It's joy, man. It's just joy.
Introspective.
I've always had real high highs and real low lows.
And then 5th, probably most importantly, very raw.
I was diagnosed with cancer, and I was pissed. I just was like, what the F just happened to my life?
Sheryl, thank you so much for being here. Everyone, be sure to watch her documentary, Sheryl. It's available to watch on Showtime now. All right, time's up. See you next Thursday.